Hi, my name is Victoria, and the movie I chose for the Great Films presentation is called The Thin Man, made in 1934. The reason I chose this particular movie is because it is definitely one of my favorite films. I think that the characters and the fast-paced dialogue really make it memorable and just fun to watch, and that's why I chose to present about it. So, on to the summary. So the film originally starts off as a murder mystery and quickly changes into a comedy. The Thin Man, which is the man seen here in this picture, goes missing, which really worries his daughter, prompting her to take on the help of a former detective named Nick Charles. The man here in this picture next to the woman is Nick Charles, and the woman is his wife, Nora. The couple decides to take on the investigation of the disappearance and meet a lot of colorful people along the way. Um, they meet a variety of suspects, people that seemingly have nothing to do with the murder, as well as even people in the victim's own family. Um, Once Nick discovers who the actual murderer is, he invites them all to this large dinner party at his house, where he casually reveals who the murderer is, who is then arrested, solving the crime. Now I'm going to talk about the mise-en-scène, specifically about the costumes worn by the main character, Nora Charles. So the film was set in the same time period in which it was filmed, which means that the gowns that she wore were modern at the time. However, because the film was set during the Depression era, her luxurious and very form-fitting gowns, which were a popular style at the time, were not reflective of the general public during the 30s. To compensate for this, however, it is said in the film that she is very wealthy, so she can afford all of these beautiful gowns. So these are just several examples of the costumes that she wears throughout the film. Because it is said that she is wealthy, it really gave the costume designer, Dolly Tree, free reign over the creation of the elegant gowns and the fur-trimmed coats that Loy wears throughout the entire film. So this particular gown is my favorite. Nora wears it during a Christmas party, and as you can see, the gown is striped and kind of swirls around her, which reminds me of a candy cane, so it's very appropriate and very festive for the occasion. Now I'm going to talk about the acting in this film, especially the acting done by the two main actors, William Powell and Myrna Loy. So they both have a very laid-back style of acting. Because they had such great chemistry with one another, they both have this sort of familiarity about them that instantly makes the audience believe that they are actually married to one another and are having fun solving the crime. They actually worked so well with one another that they were allowed to improvise several of their scenes, and many of them were kept in the film. Powell and Loy are extremely successful, I feel, in bouncing off their rapid-fire dialogue off of one another, and that's why I think one of the main reasons is that this film is so great. The chemistry that they have together is just so wonderful that after this film, they made 12 other movies together, and they were just so identifiable with one another that the public actually thought that they were married. So that's just a little fun fact. Now on to the theme. So the theme that I thought was most prominent throughout the movie was the theme that even the least suspicious person can be dangerous or guilty of a crime. So the film leads the audience on this massive manhunt for the person that committed the crime, and you meet so many different suspects and are given practically no details about their connection to the crime that the film really leads you to think that only certain suspects are the ones who committed the crimes, while others didn't have anything to do with it. And the audience is allowed to think this way until the very end, when Nick Charles drops a complete bombshell about who the actual killer is. So now I'm going to talk about the director of the film, who is named W.S. Van Dyke, or also known by his nickname, One Shot Woody. So he was given this nickname because he shot all his movies very quickly. For example, he shot The Thin Man in about 11 days. He actually got his start in Hollywood as an actor and just worked his way up to director. But as a director, he didn't really have a specialty and shot all different kinds of films, like the ones seen here. Um, Marie Antoinette is a drama. Tarzan the Ape Man is considered an adventure film, and Sweethearts is a romantic film. So even though he had no specialty, he's really known for his directing in the Thin Man movies. So for the film review, I gave it a 10 out of 10 or 5 stars, what have you. And in my honest opinion, and probably a little bit biased because I love this film so much, I think it really deserves this review. I've seen the film many times, and I think it's still funny every time I watch it. What really makes it for me is the dialogue and the chemistry of the two main actors. Um, Also, this film is pretty prominent in the history of films because The Thin Man, along with another movie titled It Happened One Night, was really the start of the era of the screwball comedy, which are these comedy films that have like ditzy and crazy characters, usually a married couple, and fast paced dialogue. So I consider this film to be a great success, and so did the people who ran MGM, which is the studio that produced this film. Um, they also felt that it was a success because they okayed 5 sequels to The Thin Man. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.